So.
I really need to get some kind of contraption that works a little bit better. So you're not like looking at my nose.
Is that your, is it attached to your phone?
It is phone. For some reason, my laptop and my computer are not doing Zoom. I've had issues the last 3 weeks, so
okay.
It's been quite frustrating. But
Trina's on.
Hi, Trina.
Trina's a little rock star. She joined for $1, and she's like hitting all sorts of craziness. So
awesome.
Yeah, she did it there in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Shelby, okay, so our last team call, Sharon Lamvick did our call.
Uh-huh.
And Shelby got a little fire lit under her. And she went from having no parties, nothing going on, to closing out last month with over $1,200 in sales and 2 recruits.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's what you call lighting a fire.
Mm-hmm. Where do you live, Shelby? Are you local?
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee? Okay.
Yeah, well, Crawfordville, surrounding Tallahassee.
Yes. It's easier to just say Tallahassee.
Yeah.
She's not too far from me. I think my door to her is like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. But I feel like everything in this area is 20 minutes away. You remember, Derika is from this area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I'm more in Lakeland, which is down by Orlando.
Uh-huh.
In Lakeland, the whole city is 20 minutes. So
yeah,
you're go. And then Orlando, everything, you're an hour from everybody. So.
And when did you move to Colorado?
6 years ago.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe 6 years ago you were close to me.
Close at least.
I know. All right. So I'm going to introduce you and go ahead and get started because I'm having texts coming through saying they're coming, they're on their way, th're running late, that sort of stuff. Okay. So, and I want to honor your time. And I've already hit the record button.
Oh, lovely.
So, yes. So we're going. All right. So this is my friend Derika. And we actually were introduced in Mexico by a mutual, just amazing friend of ours named Tara. And little did I know that Derika and her husband would become one of mine and my husband's dearest friends. Like, it's one of those friendships where you're like, okay, God, this is either a really great blessings or a really cruel joke because they're so far away. But no, seriously, her and her husband are just amazing. And so we were together again in the Dominican Republic. And I think everybody either thinks we're awesome or a little creepy because we just don't, we're never apart. So, no, she's fantastic. And she's really, I told you guys on the thing, she's just really growing her business. I'm kind of following her. She's going to be an executive director here very soon. And she's just doing a great job. But she had a couple of things I wanted to share. And so I'm going to give you the floor, Derika. It's all yours.
Thank you. And thank you for that awesome introduction. I was afraid of what you might say. I was like, Rudd, lots of dirt on me. And we've had a lot of good time on the leadership trip. And we really hope that some of you can join us next year on the cruise because, like Tammy said, these leadership trips, it's a great time to reconnect with other 31 leaders. And it's about building those relationships with other girls that can really spur you on and make you better. And my friendship with Tammy has made my business that much better and that much stronger. She is a great sales lady. And my passion in my heart is for kind of coaching my women on my team. And so that's where Tammy and I kind of balance each other out really well because she is so strong at sales and that's not always my strong suit, but coaching my girls and pouring leadership qualities that I see in them, that is where I really find my joy with my team. And so Tammy and I are a great match for 31. So I'm going to share a little bit about, I started my 31 business just over 7.5 years ago when I was down in Orlando. I was on staff at a church and I saw these really cool gifts that you could personalize. And it was a friend of a friend of a friend that was doing a party and she was in town for a vacation. And I saw the products, I saw the catalog, and my husband saw it. And my husband is actually the one that told me, Derika, you need to sign on with this. I am always involved in ministry. My heart is for ministry and for serving others. And I saw this as a great way for me to get cheaper gifts that were really nice to be able to give to all of these women that I was constantly pouring into or that were pouring into me. And so that was my heart for why I initially joined 31. I wanted cheap gifts that I could give to women that really meant a lot to me. Little did I know how that would play into the journey that God had me on. 4 years ago, we actually had our third son, who was a stillborn, and his name is Caleb. And we were here in Colorado at the time. And those relationships that I formed with some of those doctors and nurses, and the relationships that I have formed with other women who have lost children, have really helped me in my business as well. And I have been able to turn around and give those gifts. What I thought I was going to be giving gifts to women in the church is turned around to really blessing other women who have suffered a miscarriage or a stillborn birth or the loss of a child. For any of you who have experienced the loss of a child or have suffered with a miscarriage, that is something that is really, it's close to your heart. It really strikes a chord with a lot of women. 1 in 4 women will have suffered the loss of a miscarriage or a stillbirth or the loss of a child. And so when I am able to open up and share that with ladies at my party, it really sets the tone for the party to be not of grief or sadness, but it really sets the tone for the party to be really transparent. I'm not always such a fun, wild, crazy party girl, but I am a heart girl. And if I can speak into the heart of some of these women at my parties, we bond instantly. And the relationships and the friendships that I have formed from women in my party over the last 7 years has been phenomenal. I would share about working in the church beforehand. I would share about 31Y beforehand. But since the loss of our son and really being able to be transparent with some of these women, I have just created a greater bond with my customers. And being in the relationship business, this has, it automatically pierces a heart and allows women to connect with me, and I'm allowed to connect with them almost instantaneously. And maybe you haven't suffered the loss of a child, but there is probably something in your journey and in your path that you can use to relate to your customers. And so I really encourage you to just think about that. I know we talk about our 31Y so much, but I'm going to really encourage you, what's your heartbeat? What really makes your heart go a little bit faster? Mm-hmm. What drives you in your journey? Not just financially, but what drives you in your passion for giving back? Because if you can bring that story to your parties, you're going to really increase the bond of the ladies at your party and the bond that you form with these ladies. They could be absolute strangers, and then by the end, you're crying and you're laughing and you're sharing, and you've just created a new lifelong friend. So I'm going to encourage you to really think about your heartbeat for your business.
I love that.
What causes you to just really want to give back and connect with your customers on a deeper level?
I love that.
Okay, the other thing real quick that I'm going to share, and Tammy asked me, sorry, I'm kind of switching real quick, is Tammy asked me to really share about my business ambushes. There have been different seasons in my 31 journey, and I've really had to adapt my personal business based on what my family could handle. Yeah. Because this whole season, we're talking about what matters most to you. And for me, that's my family. And my husband travels a good bit. And there are different seasons where he is not home, and I really don't want to pay for a babysitter. There have been seasons, right after we lost Caleb, I turned around and I ended up getting pregnant again right away, which was not the plan. And that was a very difficult pregnancy for me emotionally. And so going to parties and facing people, one, I couldn't share that part of my journey yet. I wasn't ready to verbalize it. And I needed to take a step back from doing home parties. Facebook parties and online parties weren't exactly 4 years ago. Those weren't really popular. Mm-hmm. And so I really started focusing on some business ambushes. And that's what I'm kind of here to share a couple tips with you about today. Like I said, my husband was traveling a good bit. I couldn't do home parties. And so I would hit up businesses during their lunchtime or either first thing in the morning. And I'd walk in to a business And I started with businesses that I knew. I started out with my doctor's office, my children's pediatrician. I started out with a dentist office and my children's dentist office, my chiropractor office. So I started out with businesses that I already knew and that already knew me. I would walk in with a tray of goodies, whether that be cookies. I tried to stay away from cupcakes. For some reason, those just didn't strike a chord with me. A lot of people might look at cupcakes and just see all the sugary frosting on top and not really be attracted to those things. And so I would do cookies a lot of times. And then my signature is peppermint patties. For some reason, if I put a little chocolate peppermint patty in a gift bag with a coupon and a mini catalog, women are more likely to take those. I also use those at my vendor events because they think of them as a mint. It's not so much a candy, and it's a little bit refreshing. And so that is kind of my signature, peppermint patties. And I would do it around Halloween time. I would do it around the seasons. And I would put a fall note in there, or I'd put a little spring or summer note in there with a little chocolate treat or a goodie. And then I'd also use a coupon for a $10 catalog, a $10 coupon. And I stole that from Melissa Fietze. The $10 price range, if I put in a $5 coupon, it may not incentivize customers as much, but when they see $10 off, they're more likely to really look through the catalog and see what they can maybe find for $10. I also have an asterisk on that. That $10 coupon is only good when they spend $35 first, because I don't want money out of my pocket for this. And I can email Tammy my coupon that I use so that you guys can change the template. But again, I use a $10 coupon. I put some little goodie chocolate treat in there. And I also leave several catalogs. And in those catalogs, I use little tabs. In fact, I meant to have one right here. But I use little highlighter tabs, and I stick them out of the top, and I mark the customer specials, usually for the next 2 or 3 months. I mark those. And so as soon as someone picks up a catalog, they can see sticking out of the top a little, I was going to say, I'm sure I have one right here. You can even use one of the little miniature sticky notes, but I have it brightly colored, and I'll put $5 or $10 or $25. So right now, in the latest business ambushes I've done, I had the large utility tote, and I put that for $10. And so they would see that and they'd be like, wait a minute, I've got a $10 coupon. And then sticking out of this catalog is a little note that shows me an item that is $10. So again, they're more willing to really look through the catalog and see what they could use that $10 coupon for. And even the All About the Benjamins wallet for $25, they're thinking in their mind, I spend $35 and I can get the All About Benjamins wallet for $15. If most women like a good sale and they like a good deal, so they really like to be able to see what they can get with that coupon. And I will walk into a business and I say, you know what? I have goodies for the ladies at the office. Can I just leave these in your break room? I keep it very short and simple, and I have never had a business turn me away. I've never had a lady at the front desk say, no, we really don't want your goodies. You can just go to the next business.
Right.
And I don't ask for permission ahead of time either. I literally just walk in, ask them to leave these goodies, let them know I will be back in a couple of days to pick them up. I never leave them for more than a week. And I usually leave 2 or 3 products. Whatever those customer specials are that I flagged in the catalog, I leave those products in that tote for them so they can see what that is, and they can really get their hands on the product. So large utility tote, of course, we all have 10 of those sitting around, so that was really easy to leave around. I try to be strategic in what product I keep on hand for those business ambushes. And so I will leave probably 3 to 5 catalogs along with the goodie treats and the coupons and some of those products. And I'll leave some order forms as well and a couple of customer special flyers. And I'll walk back in a couple days later and I'll pick up whatever order forms or catalogs. I try to leave the catalogs there, but I'll pick up my products. And sometimes there's orders there and sometimes there's not. And I try to keep these businesses on a 3-month rotation.
Okay.
And so I go back to the business every 3 months and they get to know me. And usually by that 3rd time I visit the business, I will have orders. There's only one business that I had not had orders from. And so I give them, this is a relationship building thing. This isn't something I'm going to have an instant $500 party or an instant $1,000 party. I'm going back every 3 months and I'm being very strategic in what I'm leaving. And my long-term goal for these is that I have a recruit at each of these businesses, because the receptionist will see, hey, this lady just walks in with catalogs and order forms and she's walking away with orders. And that's happened in several of the businesses. So that's kind of, in short, my business ambush.
Okay.
And what I've done. I also have a YouTube video that I can send you the link that just kind of walks through exactly what I do and what I did last fall that has worked for me. So anyway, hopefully that's short and sweet. And that's
anybody have a quick question for Derika? There's probably going to be some questions after. And Derika's in our team page. So you can actually go in if you ask her a question or ask me and I can ask her. I think that is definitely the key, is the 3-month rotation, because for a while I was doing the business ambushes and I wasn't repeating. And then those places that I have repeated are the ones who are ordering. So I think it's that whole fortunes in the follow-up. It's a different kind of follow-up, but it's definitely a follow-up. So that's good.
And I also try to be strategic with the months. I, of course, did it around the large utility to its special, letting them know what's coming up.
Right.
And especially if it's a $10, $15 special and they see that $10 coupon, I'm much more likely to get orders.
Is that a $10 coupon for anyone who orders, or just like the first person order?
For anybody that orders.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever done anything where you say, whoever is in charge of collecting orders can be the hostess, or how do you do that?
No, you know what? What I've ended up doing is there's always someone that rises to the surface in the office.
Okay.
And I offer that to them when I pick up the orders. And I'll say, you know what? Thank you so much for collecting these orders. Is there something? Can I give you a $25 gift certificate?
Awesome.
And so, but that way, I don't ask ahead of time, because if you ask ahead of time, they're like, I don't want to be responsible for collecting these orders. I can imagine. But yet, someone always rises to the surface. Okay. And then out of gratitude, I offer them
I like it.
$20 card. So.
Okay. All right. I love it. All right. Does anybody have any questions before I let her go? Because then we're just going to do some team building stuff we need to talk about that she doesn't have to hang around for. Shelby, I know you had talked about ambushes. I know you're with your kids too, but did you have any questions before she goes?
No, I've definitely, what I've been doing in my page is starting out slowly, kind of dipping my toes into that part of it. Okay. And I'm having people nominate their office place or someone else's, and I'm going to start bringing goodie baskets there. And I might get into this a little bit further down the road, but this.
Okay. It's good. And I like what you're doing, but where I dropped the ball and what you're doing, Shelby's, I never followed up. So make sure you follow up.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's where I dropped it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Derika.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I appreciate it. And I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Multiple times. So, all right.
Sounds good. You guys have a good day.
Thank you, Derika.
Thank you.
All right. I see Laura joined in with us. Thanks, Laura. I know you're probably busy as well. So thanks you guys for joining me early, because usually I do our first Monday call at night, but this was the only night that I could do my local Better Together meeting. So I was like, okay, we're just going to have to make it work. So welcome to October. Last month was just amazing. Some of you guys just blew it out of the water. I'm just really impressed with some of you who've just risen up and kind of taken your business in your own hands. So I really appreciate you. And then here we have October, and I don't know if you know this, but October is the biggest selling season of the year. November would be second, but doesn't mean that November can't be your biggest month. It's just people are getting that holiday feel. They're waking up to cool, crisp mornings. They're starting to see decorations. And so shopping and supporting local is on a lot of women's minds. So push past that comfort zone, make those phone calls, get them to book a party or join your team. If you have that lady who says she doesn't have time for a home party, she can do a catalog party. And just like Derika said, Facebook parties are so much more popular now, as long as you find the right tools to make sure that those are a success for you. This month's special is awesome. Does anybody have any questions about it? What do you think about that $10 mystery bundle?
I do, Tammy. Is it for every 35? Can they pick a different one?
Yes.
Or does it? Okay.
They can pick a different
I thought so, but I wanted to make sure.
And don't just gloss over that $10 mystery bundle, because I had a lady, because we did an early party for one of our new recruits, and one of the girls got 2 of the mystery bundles. She was like, whatever's in it, we'll use as Christmas gifts. So
nice.
Make sure you really talk about that. It's most likely a retired product, and it could be 1 or 2 items, so who knows what it'll be. But whatever's going to be in it, just let your customers know. It's going to make a great Christmas gift.
Okay.
Even if it's something they don't use. And then one of the things I want to touch base on, it's already 12:16, so I'll try to, not take too much more of your time. With this month's special with the Littles Carryall, and next month's special being that zip top utility tote, those are great avenues for doing some sort of give back. You guys may know that I work with Pace Center for Girls here in Tallahassee. It's a special school for girls that are having a rough time with their education. I always do Christmas gifts and graduation gifts and stuff for them. So this year, all girls at the school, there's 60, are getting one of the Littles Carryall. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting people to sponsor one for $10. Now, obviously, that's less than the cost, but I'm kind of factoring in the fact that it's a customer special, and I'll be able to roll those prices in together and just kind of come up with a flat fee that'll kind of help you. I'm going to take my commission, fill the bags with goodies, and each of the girls will get a Littles Carryall for Christmas. So that's personal volume on my month, but it also gives me a chance to continue to bless a great charity. And I loved what Derika said about, what makes your heart race, what gets you excited. The 2 that get me most excited are Pace Center for Girls and the Ronald McDonald House. You guys know those are 2 things that are near and dear to my heart and give me such a motivation for my why. So, but maybe you have a great love for, like Derika has, just giving back to moms who've lost children, or maybe working with groups that are, dealing with diabetes or cancer. Those little carryalls make great gifts for cancer treatment centers. I know that there was a girl here in Tallahassee doing the Littles Carryall for the cancer treatment center here in town. I don't know who's doing it now, because I know she doesn't sell 31 anymore. So maybe if you're here in Tallahassee or you have a cancer treatment center near you, just, get in touch with them and say, hey, do you mind if I drop off some gifts? And you can get the little carryalls caddy sponsored. Maybe you have a goal of doing 20. Get it sponsored for $10 and just tell everybody you're going to put, like tissues and hand sanitizer, maybe a little snack or just some stuff down inside of it. Deliver them to the cancer treatment centers. And you just tell the nurses, when somebody comes today, will you give them this and let them know that they're loved? It's one of those thankless, feel-good things that you can do. They're not going to see your face when they get it, but they're going to walk in and they're going to get this little carryall, and it's going to mean something to them. At my party last month, a lady who's in cancer treatments here in Tallahassee said, somebody walked around and gave me this little carryall caddy filled with goodies. This is a 31 product. Who did this? And I said, probably a consultant. And so that's something, she wasn't making a sale, but she was touching a life. So it's something you can do. And then for next month with the zip top utility totes, those are awesome opportunities to put together, a cancer treatment bag that's maybe a little bigger. You could get the little dollar blankets from the dollar store and put those in it, for them to stay warm, with maybe a notebook and some pencils so they can write and journal while they're going through this time. You can do those for mom shelters or pregnancy centers or whatever it is that you think that large utility, that zip top utility tote could benefit a woman or a child. Some people have done the rescue bags. So like when a police officer or firefighter is dealing with a scared child, they can have these bags with maybe a stuffed animal and some coloring books and some crayons down inside of it. And that's a bag that they can give to a child. They can keep it in the back of their car. So there's so many things that you could just run wild with for the next couple of months. And giving back is such a good feeling. You could start it as like a little event on your Facebook, invite friends and family who might want to be excited about that opportunity to help you with that. And they can invite people in. The biggest thing is just make it something that really does make your heart race so that people know it's a genuine effort, something that you really are excited about and there's a connection there. And then getting other people excited and coming up with a price point that doesn't break your bank, but also allows people to see that this is not about making a profit, that this truly is about giving back. So if you have any questions about that, you can, feel free to tag me on the team sharing page. I usually do 2 or 3 give backs a year. Usually around Christmas and around the end of school year for graduation. So use those customer specialists to help you with that. And I think that's it. It's 12:21. I usually try to keep our calls to about 20 minutes. Does anybody have any questions before we go? You guys are quiet. It's just lead from your heart. That's all there is to it. If you're not leading with your pocketbook, if you're not leading with your bank account, you're leading with your heart, people will see that. And that's the few times that I've done a give back that's failed, it was a give back that I really wasn't excited about. It was not from my heart. So
I just started a give back, Tammy. I don't know if you got my message on that.
I have been all over the place.
I know, and I've been bugging you like crazy.
Tell me what you're doing.
Kids Corner, the TMH pediatric floor.
I love it. Okay.
Elton had scalded skin, so that some lady was passing around teddy bears one day. So I've started. I need 25, and I've already got 16.
Oh, that's amazing. See, I love it. I love it. And so, what are you giving back?
I'm going to do the caddies.
Okay.
And then I'm probably going to put like tissues and hand sanitizer and things like that with it being at the hospital.
That's awesome.
And maybe like a little tiny teddy bear or something stuffed in each one. And I'm excited.
Right around here at Christmas time, the dollar store has tons of stuffed animals.
Yeah, that's my favorite place.
Yes. Okay. All right. I love it. Trina, do you have any questions?
No.
Awesome. Laura, you okay?
Yes, I'm just trying to figure this new app out.
Okay, I know. You have to kind of play with it. Sometimes you have to actually, when you're on your phone, I think you have to actually go in and allow the camera to work. It automatically comes up when you're on your computer, but if you don't want to be seen, that's fine.
Yeah, you just go into the settings on your phone and allow it.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a great program. I love using it.
Okay, I'll keep working around with this.
No problem. All right. Well, ladies, hope you have a great night, or I should say afternoon. I'll be seeing some of you who are local at the Better Together meeting tonight. And go and take October by storm. And Laura, I'll see you this weekend. And
yes, I'll see you on Friday.
Yes, I'm excited. All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining me on a busy Monday afternoon. And we will be in touch. And thanks for taking the time with us.